Howdy folks, it's your boy here, and we back for some more Fire Emblem Heroes. Hope everyone's doing good today. This video is a little bit late. We had this really bad thunderstorm this morning in New York, and it was so loud, like that. The thunder was actually so loud, I could not record, and the rain was coming down so hard. So I had to wait a little bit to record this, but today we got this new banner called Welcome Rearmed Heroes. It's basically just a glorified double special banner. They're doing it to celebrate the addition of Rearmed Lif, of course. So the rates are going to be the same as a double special banner. We have a 6% rate for a 5-star focus. There's going to be 2 focus heroes on each color, and I don't believe there's any pity 5 stars you can get here. Is there? Hold on. Yeah, 6% for focus, and then, 2% for 5-star. Interesting. So maybe you can't. Hold on. Let's quickly take a look. I'm not sure if there are pity breaks on here, because on the double special heroes, there aren't any pity breaks. Let's see here. Powerful special heroes, including Lif, Undying Ties, assemble to celebrate the debut of the first rearmed hero. Focus heroes have an initial appearance rate of 6% in this special summoning event. The initial appearance rate for regular 5-star heroes is 2%. Okay, yeah, so basically, unlike the double special banners, there are going to be pity breaks on here, which really sucks. So I don't know if I would recommend summoning on this banner at all. Just go in with your tickets and the freebie and pretty much hop out. So we got 4 colors here. We're going to take a look at all of them and see if any of these colors are even worth sniping on. Maybe you have a whole bunch of orbs saved up, or maybe you're missing some of the heroes on here, and in particular, there are some heroes that I think would be really good ideas to pick up if you don't have them yet. So we're going to start things off with red. We have the Duo Lif here. This is, of course, his celebration because he is the rearmed hero. So what is there to say about Duo Lif? He is one of the most disgusting player phase units ever. I remember when this guy came out, he was such a hard counter to Brave Ike that I had to retire Brave Ike on the spot. So basically what he does is he cuts the enemy's damage reduction abilities in half. And he also just gains all stats up 6 and a guaranteed follow-up if he's in 3 spaces of an ally. And then after he attacks, he's dealing 20 damage to the nearest ally. And if multiple allies are in the same distance within him, or same distance from him, they're all going to take the 20 chip. The chip damage can be annoying, but it can also lead to some setups if you're running low HP skills like Wings of Mercy and Desperation and stuff. So, not bad. We have Attack and Defense Push 4, Lull Attack and Res, and then Fatal Smoke. All of those are pretty good fodder skills. So, even if you pull this guy and you didn't want to use him, which I don't really see why you wouldn't, he's a really good unit, then you would be able to just fodder him off and get certain skills. Like Fatal Smoke is pretty rare, so it's nice that he comes with that. And then his duo skill, which I feel like kind of gets undersold here, because mainly his weapon is what's selling him. But his duo skill is pretty good also. It does a lot of chip damage to enemies within 3 spaces. It's basically a better version of Duo Hector's, and it can do way more than 20 damage depending on how debuffed your ally's HP is, which is going to happen because his weapon debuffs HP anyway. So a very strong, very competent unit. I think he might actually still be the best player-phasing Red Tome unit in the game. So yeah, there is definitely that to take in mind. Okay, then we have the Duo Erica. This unit really doesn't see much play. I remember when she came out, we were all kind of thinking she would be the God Sword to end all God Swords, because she has dodge built into her duo skill. She's got no follow-up. She has this effect on her weapon here where it's basically like she's activating a mini version of Aether with each attack, where she's recovering 20% HP and she's decreasing 20% of the foe's defense with every hit that she does. So she's pretty interesting. She has -1 special trigger and all stats up 5 as well. So as far as God Swords go, she's definitely one of the better ones, I guess you could say. Being able to just give dodge out with her duo skill is pretty cool. I can't remember if this one's reusable. Yeah, this one is actually reusable, so that is very good. It says here, at the start of odd number turns after it's been used once, you can use it again. So yeah, it's just the gift that keeps on giving. Unfortunately, though, this unit isn't really all that spectacular. God Swords are not in vogue right now, so kind of a big rip with them, and their fodder skills aren't really all that rare. Null follow-up is on everything. Joint drive speed doesn't really see play in favor of other stuff we have now. And then distant foil is just worse distant counter, or the distant counter skill that the legendary Fa has. Okay, then moving on to blue, we have Summer Ash here. I'm kind of scratching my head. Why is this guy on this banner in the first place? I guess maybe it's because he has blue dual cavalry, and they know everyone just loves to run Reinhardt, right? So if you got this A skill, you could give it to him, and he'd be able to function in arenas somewhat. So we also have speed and defense near trace, joint hone speed, solid fodder. He's the only unit that has blue dual cavalry 4, but I've never been a fan of these dual 4 skills. I was never even a fan of the dual 3 skills. I think it's a really dumb way to try and patch up arena scoring. They might as well just change the way arena scoring works entirely if this is their idea of a fix. But regardless, it only scores up to 180, and we have several free-to-play units now that score 190. So there's just no reason to bother with these skills anymore whatsoever, unless you're using a weapon or a skill that requires you to have a lot of HP. Because you're getting HP up 5 and then all stats up 2 out of this, which is pretty solid. I mean, who's a unit that would make good use of these? Like Aversa, I guess. Aversa likes having a lot of HP. Okay, then for his weapon, we have Divine Sea Spear here. So he gets attack up 3. If he initiates combat or foe's HP is over 75%, then he gets attack speed and defense up 3 and inflicts attack speed and defense -3 on the enemy. And then he has kind of like a binding necklace effect where he's stealing any blue bonuses the enemies have and inflicting that same debuff on them based on their attack speed and defense blue buffs. So the binding necklace is a really cheap skill, but not particularly on this guy, I would say. He's not the worst, but nothing really too crazy there. Then we have this baby Tana here, who I don't know where her nose went. Her nose like fell right off her face or something. But Melissa Fawn, always got to give a shout out to that voice actor. If you guys have ever watched Digimon, Melissa Fawn is the voice actor for Rika from Season 3. So yeah, shout outs to Melissa Fawn for just being one of those childhood voices I'll never ever forget. So she's got Lance of Frelia, -1 special trigger, and then she has this effect where she can jump 2 spaces within an ally that's in 2 spaces. So it's similar to the Ashe jump effect, which is really good. And then she's also gaining attack and speed up 6, and if she initiates, she gets defense and res up 10. So a lot of stats. She's not the worst player phaser, and she has a pretty good range of attack with all the mobility that she's got. Unfortunately, though, that's really all her weapon is. It's just stats and jumping, and there's just better ways to do that. I think probably the Ascended Florina is better at doing this, and I don't even think that Ascended Florina is that good. So just take that as you will. For fodder, she's got Steady Impact, Speed and Defense Near Trace, and Attack and Speed Brain 3. We already have hold skills, so kind of a rip there with her C skill. But then Speed and Defense Near Trace is pretty solid still. There's a lot of good units that could make use of that, like Brave Elliewood. So she's okay for fodder, but that's basically it. That's really the only thing worthwhile about summoning her. Okay, then we move on to green, which I think green is one of the 2 colors you should be targeting. Green and colorless both. So we're going to start with Catria, of course. This unit is essentially a must-have if you don't have them. Their weapon is so stupid, just allowing you to give guidance, or I guess you should say orders, to all allies within 2 spaces of them. And then if that ally or themself is attacking and you have other allies in 2 spaces, you get triangle attack. So just giving everyone the ability to quad is really busted. You see this unit everywhere in Aether Raids and Summoner Duels. So yeah, she is a mainstay unit. Definitely a must-pull if you don't have her. She also has attack and speed up 6 if she's in 2 spaces of an ally when she initiates. Not that that's really going to matter too much, because it's really the Brave attack that's selling this unit. She also has -1 special trigger also, and then their Harmonic skill can grant Resonant Blades and Desperation to any allies that are from the same titles as them. So Fire Emblem 6 and Fire Emblem 2, I believe. This Catria is from Echoes, right? Yes, Shadows of Valencia. Okay, so basically Fire Emblem 2 and Fire Emblem 6. There's a lot of good units from there, like Alm, for example. There's a lot of good Alm units that would love to have this. So, pretty good. One of the more useful harmonic skills, I guess you could say. And then for fodder, they have attack and speed push 4, attack and defense near trace, and speed and defense rain. All really good fodder skills. Push skills are just never going to go out of vogue. Very good ace skills. And near trace, of course, as well. Very good. Then we have them color sharing with Gustav, which probably makes green the best overall color in the banner. I'm going to summon in just a sec. I'm just going to dump all of my tickets into green here. But we have Gustav. Now, Gustav himself isn't really as good of a far or near save unit as he was when he came out. We have way better options for that now, like, for example, Brave Edelgard after the refine. You got Brave Hector, of course, Mr. I'm always going to be good. And then we have Ascended Idun, who is just Duo Hector, or Brave Hector 2 Electric Boogaloo. So, definitely some better options with the near save thing, but him just coming with it and then having also close defense 4 for fodder, you'd be able to get both of those in one go. So he's really good for fodder. He's like as good as it gets in terms of just fodder summoning a unit. So that's really good. His weapon gives him 75% DR on the first attack the enemies do. But, I mean, really, it's not going to be enough. If enemies can hit you twice, or if enemies are going to be able to survive his counterattack, which they're most likely going to be able to. The way that we played him before was to give him Bonfire, because he's got the -1 special trigger, and then have Breath support somewhere on the team, so he can just one-shot whoever attacks him before they get to the second hit. But that's not really going to be the case anymore. A lot of the player phase units now have defense, so they're not just glass cannons. They're going to be able to survive, and they're going to be able to hit you twice. So, unfortunate for Gustav, he's not really as good as he was, but still excellent fodder. Then we have Duo Hilda over here. This is a sleeper unit, kind of. I feel like this unit really doesn't get enough credit, and they're really, really good. So, their weapon is basically granting attack up 6 to allies in 2 spaces, and granting them the breath effect as well. So, a really, really strong support. I think this is one of the better supports to have on a team, because also them being a healer, they have access to even recovery. I think they might still be the only unit that has even recovery. Off top, I can't just recall anything else that had even recovery. There's probably like one other thing, but they're the ones that introduced it, and they have it. They have Dazzling Staff in the B, which combos with Wrathful Staff on the weapon. Attack and speed push 4, like we just said, really good fodder. This is a very strong fodder unit to pull, because the A skill and the C skill, and just a really good unit to have. If this is your only copy, like you only have one of them, and you manage to pull them on this banner, or you already had them or whatever, I would say just keep them. Do not fodder this unit, because you're getting just so much out of them. With the support effect there, they're not a bad fighter too. They gain attack and speed up 6 when they're not adjacent to an ally, so basically attack and speed solo 3 when they're attacking. And then their duo skill is a really clutch one for summoner duels, because you can just inflict isolation on all enemies in 3 rows and 3 columns centered on them, and attack -7. That is so huge. I can't even like state how good that is in summoner duels. It's a really powerful effect, just isolating all the enemies, so they're not going to be able to use positioning skills or dance skills or whatever they may try to use. It's really, really powerful, and it's reusable as well. Every 3rd turn after it's been used, they can use it again, so a very, very good unit to get. And then they are finally color sharing with the baby Larichel. She's currently in Hall of Forms right now, so if you need a copy of her for some reason, you can just build her in there and get her on the spot. I would recommend picking up Return on her, and then one of the recovery skills. Her A skill and her B skill are already pretty good. Nothing really needs to be changed there, but we do have better A skills now for these staff units. Like, I think the catch skills would be pretty good on her, attack and speed catch 4. So, definitely some better stuff you can pick up on her. But her weapon inflicts res -6 and also flash on the nearest foe within 5 spaces. So, one more range than the menace skills, which is pretty clutch. And unfortunately, it only targets one enemy. It's not going to be all enemies within 5 spaces, like in the case of Walhart, where he just flashes all the enemies in 4 spaces. It's only the nearest enemy within 5 spaces, And if it just so happens that multiple enemies are the same distance, they're all going to get flashed. So pretty good. And then she also gains attack and speed up 6 in combat. So very good, powerful effect for staff units to fight with. I love this unit. She's one of my favorite staff units. And it's a long time coming just to finally get a staff Larachel. Because the first one they released was a blue tome. And I just wanted Latona on Larachel so bad. So there you guys go. That is the banner. I would say summon on green primarily, and also colorless if you need Hilda. Okay, so what do we got here? No green orbs, of course. I guess we'll go for colorless. What do I actually need for fodder, though? Yeah, I guess colorless is fine. I don't really care. Alright, we got a resplendent Lachesis there. Lachesis. How do you guys say her name, by the way? There's like so many different pronunciations for that name. There's Lachesis, Lachesis, Lachesis. I think it's Lachesis because her Japanese name is Rachesis. So that probably makes the most sense. But far be it from me to be the one telling people how to pronounce names. Okay, we got all blue. No colorless, no green. I guess we can go for red, maybe. Maybe pick up a copy of Duolith. Alright, now we got Miranda. You have a right to remain silent, Miranda. Okay. Colorless, let's go for it. Let me know in the comments, by the way, how your summons went on this banner if you decided to go in. There's not really a reason to spend orbs on this banner. As you guys see, I actually have a lot of orbs saved up. Well, not really a lot, but I am trying to save up at least 1,000 so I can go in and do another big summoning session. I don't know what I'm going to summon for yet, but hopefully when the time comes, there's going to be a good banner around. Alright, final summon of the day, we get a Vyland. Okay. Alright, so that's pretty much how I expected that to go. So that's going to wrap us up, guys. Hope you enjoyed the summons. Hope you enjoyed the breakdown of the banner. Once again, let me know in the comments what you guys were able to pull, if you managed to get some hot fire or not. And this is your boy Tacho signing out, so take care, and I'll catch y'all again on the flip side.